Hi there. Welcome back to our next session on Advanced Java. In this session we will know some more topics on Java. First of all, let's understand event and listener in servlets. You all are familiar with the words events and listeners. Events are basically occurrence of something. Changing the state of an object is known as an event. We can perform some important tasks at the occurrence of these exceptions, such as counting total and current logged in users, creating tables of the database at time of deploying the project, creating database connection object, etc. There are many event classes and listener interfaces in the JavaX Servlet and JavaX Servlet HTTP packages. Servlet request event, Servlet context event, Servlet request attribute event, Servlet context attribute event, HTTP session event, and HTTP session binding event. The event interfaces are Servlet request listener, Servlet request attribute listener, Servlet context listener, Servlet context attribute listener, HTTP session listener, HTTP session attribute listener, HTTP session binding listener, and HTTP session activation listener. Now let's discuss about Servlet context event and Servlet context listener. The Servlet context event is notified when web application is deployed on the server. If you want to perform some action at the time of deploying the web application, such as creating database connection, creating all the tables of the project, etc., you need to implement Servlet context listener interface and provide the implementation of its methods. Method of Servlet context event class. There is only one method defined in the Servlet context event class. Public Servlet context get Servlet context method returns the instance of Servlet context. Methods of Servlet context listener interface. There are two methods declared in the Servlet context listener interface which must be implemented by the Servlet programmer to perform some action such as creating database connection, etc. Public void context initialized Servlet context event method is invoked when application is deployed on the server. And public void context destroyed Servlet context event method is invoked when application is unemployed from the server. Now let's see it with an example. In this example, we are retrieving the data from the EMP table. To serve this, we have created the connection object in the listener class and used the connection object in the Servlet. In this example we are using MySQL database. Table has been created earlier. You can create your own table in MySQL. I have created the project. I will provide you the code of this project at the end of the session. Let's see the index.html file. In this file there is a link to fetch the records. Now let's see a program for the database connectivity. For this I have created my listener class. This class is implementing Servlet context listener interface. In the context initialized method give the database connection code. In this example you can see ether after localhost, it is database and it is followed by username and password. I have given it root. Make sure you give your own database name and username and password. Then set the connection in attribute. Now let's see fetch data Java file. In this Servlet program, we will get the connection from getAttribute method. And get the values using statement class of Java SQL package. You can see the code on your screen. Now let's see web.xml file. We need to add listener tag for the listener class. You can see the code. Then map your Servlet class. Save all the files. Open command prompt and compile Java files to the classes folder. Now copy your root folder to the Apache's Tomcat VBASPs folder. Now open the server page on browser and you can see your folder name on the application list. Click on the link. HTML page will open with message of fetch recodes. Click on the link and now record from the database is show on the browser. You can check the records on the MySQL console as well. Now let's discuss about Servlet filter. A filter is an object that is invoked at the pre-processing and post-processing of a request. It is mainly used to perform filtering tasks such as conversion, logging, compression, encryption and decryption, input validation, etc. The Surflay filter is pluggable, that is, its entry is defined in the web.xml file. If we remove the entry of filter from the web.xml file, filter will be removed automatically and we don't need to change the Surflay. So maintenance cost will be less. Unlike Surflay, one filter doesn't have dependency on another filter. Usage of filter. Recording all incoming requests. Logs the IP addresses of the computers from which the requests originate. Conversion. Data compression. Encryption and decryption. Input validation, etc. Advantage of filter. Filter is pluggable. One filter don't have dependency onto another resource. And less maintenance. Filter API. Like Surflay, filter have its own API. The JavaX Surflay package contains the three interfaces of filter API. Filter, filter chain, and filter config. Let's understand it with an example. In this example, we are simply displaying information that filter is invoked automatically after the post-processing of the request. First of all, let's see index.html page. In this page a normal link has been created for Surflay 1. Now let's see Hello Surflay. It is very simple Surflay. It will print a message on the browser. Now let's see my filter Java file. This class implements filter interface. Give the definition to the methods of interface. In doFilter method, create the object of printWriter class and give the statement. With the object of filter chain send the request to next resource or Surflay. Now let's see the web XML file. For defining the filter element of web app must be defined just like Surflay. You can see the web XML file on your screen. You have to map the filter as the Surflay. Now save the file. Open the command prompt and compile Java files to classes folder. Copy the root directory and paste it to the web apps folder. Now open the server console. You can see your folder link on the application list. Click on the link, index.html file will open with a link to the Surflay. Click on the link, you can see that filter is invoked first, then Surflay and then again filter. Now let's see CRUD operation in servlets. A CRUD, create, read, update, and delete, application is the most important application for any project development. In Surflay, we can easily create CRUD application. We will understand it with example. We will use MySQL in this example. At the end of the video I will provide you the link to download this project. First of all, create a table name employee. You can see the SQL query syntax. Create the table as shown on the screen. Now see the index file. I have created a form with the fields that should be inserted into database. And at the end there is a link to show the records. If you are good at HTML you can create a better view for this. I have focused on the concept, not the designing. HTML is SAE, you must get it. Now let's see EMP Java file. This program is setter and getter. It will get the values and set the values of all the fields in HTML file. Now let's see empdeo class. In this program we are going to write all the database related functions. All the operation of database would be executed in this program. There are many methods like save, view all, delete, update. CRUD operations would be performed in this program. Now let's see all other servlets. First of all let's see save Surflay. This Surflay is called when user fills the detail and click on save, then save method is executed and data is inserted to the database. The details from the index page is taken and then database query is executed. Now let's see view Surflay file. This Surflay is used to show the details from database. It will perform select operation from the empdeo class. In this project we are not using web XML file, in place of that we are using annotation. With the help of annotation we are mapping the servlets. For all the operations I have created separate servlets. See the steps shown and download the code. Do the practice. Now let's talk about annotation in servlets. Annotation represents the metadata. If you use annotation, deployment descriptor that is web.xml file is not required. But you should have Tomcat 7 as it will not run in the previous versions of Tomcat. At Web Servlet annotation is used to map the servlet with the specified name. Let's understand it with an example. In this example we are creating a servlet without using web.xml file. For this we need to use annotation. We have to use @web servlet with the URL. Let's write the program. You can see the program on your screen. Before starting the class use the annotation for giving URL for your servlet. In this example I am printing a simple message. Let's create an index file. In index.html file create a link to the servlet. See in the web.inf folder there is no web.xml file. Now compile your Java code and deploy your folder to Apache Tomcat's Web Apps folder. Now open your browser and visit Tomcat Server Manager page. You can see your folder in the application list. Click on it and see the result. Without mapping servlet in web.xml file your servlet is working. Hope you liked the video. We will get to know more topics in our upcoming sessions. Till then, thank you.